In the Free State, former Premier Ace Magashule's PA, Moroadi Cholota, will hear from the court today whether her bid to challenge her extradition from the US to stand trial in the 225 million rand asbestos roof removal case was successful. She's maintained that the court has no jurisdiction to try her. Cholota is among 18 accused in the main trial alongside her former boss, Magashule, who was premier of the province when the tender was allegedly illegally awarded. During arguments within this trial within a trial, the prosecution argued that Cholota failed to take the court into confidence that she was tortured and instead relied on the state evidence brought by two witnesses. Watching developments for us is SABC News reporter Kamokholo Siekwe, who joins us now live from Bloemfontein. And Kamokholo, I suppose it's worth helping us kind of carve out what the possible implications are here, depending on how this goes.
To hear the matter against her. She was challenging the...
Indeed, Ayanda, today is a big day for Moroadi Cholota, and of course, as you've mentioned, for her former boss, Premier of the Free State, Ace Magashule, as the judge will be handing down the judgment this morning. But as you say, the big question of the day is how is Judge Philip Lobsha actually going to go, which direction he's going to take in terms of this particular judgment. You remember that a lot of damning information came out from Moroadi Cholota's legal representative during these proceedings, as they mentioned that Moroadi Cholota was actually tortured, talking about issues of mental torture that she was subjected to by the two officers who paid her a visit in the United States of America. And obviously, at the core of this is the fact that the South African courts do not have jurisdiction to try her. But I do have with me legal analyst Keledi Mwiti, who I just want to bring into the conversation about what are the implications of this case. There are two things that are happening here. Moroadi Cholota is obviously challenging the jurisdiction of the court. She's saying that the procedure that was followed to bring her back to the country was unprocedural. The judge might dismiss this case, but he might also grant her prayers. What would be the implication of the main case should she win this trial within a trial?
I think the implication that will be done if find that Judge Lobsha is found in favor of Ms. Cholota. Basically, it's going to be a winning to Ms. Cholota, but the implication is going to be obviously she's going to choose the option of appealing, and not appealing, my apology, choosing the option of suing the state for the unlawful arrest, for the arrest that has been done unlawfully according to her. And basically, if it goes again in favor of the state, then the state still has the option to follow again. The very same option that they're going to follow the option of appealing the judgment of Judge Lobsha, which is going to be a serious bearing on the trial, the main trial that is going to proceed, because it might cause another delay whereby they will be going to a part whereby on that issue they might request the postponement in order to make their house to be in order so that they can appeal for the judgment. Remember, they're not going to be happy if the judgment is going to be in favor of Ms. Cholota, because the implication is going to be she will sue the state. Now, they will have to want to make sure that Ms. Cholota is being the part or remain the part of the panel of the accused for the case. Now, bearing in mind that the matter is being delayed for a very long time, and if Ms. Cholota is not going to be part of it, remember that there is a chain that combines Ms. Cholota and Mr. Magashule on the matter. And remember that even Mr. Magashule's attorney went to that part whereby they wanted to go cross-examining on the trial within the trial, and they might as well go into the part of saying that they want to appeal for the judgment. So basically, we're going to see a very another delay for the case to proceed the way it's supposed to be proceeded in a normal way, where it's supposed to start tomorrow.
But now tell me, should Moroadi Cholota be granted her prayers, right? And she takes whatever step that she wants to take. What happens to Ace Magashule? That's number one. And also, what happens to the charges that she's facing? Would she face arrest immediately, or what would be, the next thing for the state to do?
I believe it's going to take long. I don't think the state has prepared already now the warrant of arrest for that. Remember those charges that has been she's been charged with in the unlawful, that said alleged unlawful arrest. Remember those the NPA says they oversight those charges, and they said that they are not relying on the evidence of Ms. Cholota only. They only have a strong case against Mr. Magashule. Basically, when they start doing that, they can't proceed with the very same charges immediately. Remember, those charges, they fall under the unlawful arrest. And if it's an unlawful arrest, those charges, they were charges that made Ms. Cholota to be brought to South Africa. Now, they have to come up with the new charges they have to draft again the subpoena for the warrant of arrest for her. But it's not going to be a one-day thing. That's why we're saying that it's not going to proceed probably for the trial to proceed if they found that the decision is going to be in favor of Ms. Cholota.
Thank you so much for your time. That was Dikeledi Sinakomu there, just talking to us about what possibilities can come out depending on what the judge has to say this morning. Obviously, it's a day of anxiety for all the parties that are involved in this matter. Ace Magashule, Moroadi Cholota herself, of course, and the state itself. We'll be talking later on to the NPA just to get their reaction from what the judge is going to say. With that, is back to you, Ayanda.
Right, Kamogelo Siyekwe, live to us there from the High Court in Bloemfontein. We'll certainly keep a close eye once judgment is being delivered. But for now, thanks very much indeed.